Very, very warm. Good evening. This is Arunava Chaudhuri. You are live on my YouTube channel, Arunfoot. It's another Indian football and more discussion on this Thursday, February the 12th, 2026. And lots to talk about things in regard to the Indian Super League, in regard to the I League, in regard to the draw for the AFC Under 17s Asian Cup, as well as the AFC Under 17s Women's Asian Cup, as well, of course, the Indian Under 17 boys losing 6-1 to Turkey and other things. And at the start of the video, what I'd like to say, if you like what we're talking about here, do leave a like behind. Share this video so they can join in this or other conversations, as well as if you haven't become a subscriber of the channel. As I start this video, we stand at 3,745 subscribers. And watch the short videos. I did something a little earlier today in regard to the draws and what I feel, what could happen or not happen. So therefore, as always, thank you for your support. And we get into the discussion today. Hey, Kumar. It is impossible for me to see Indian men's U17 to get a single point out of this group. To add that women's can get a point or 3 points as 11 and remaining. All are impossible teams. What to say, Kumar? From my perspective, to be very honest with you, when I look at those teams as our opponents, then one has to be honest enough to analyze and say, if I just look at the teams, right? In the women's, we face Japan, Australia, Lebanon. I think about Japan, we don't need to have a discussion. I think even about Australia, I don't think we need to have a discussion. Lebanon is something that we could maybe, but it's still a tough total overdraw. If I look at the men's, Uzbekistan, Australia, and DPR Korea, I feel that the men's is even tougher, right? And to me, therefore, can we do so? I wish and hope, as I said with everything, but I've been realistic. I've always said from the start, I would be positively surprised if we can achieve anything in these 4 Asian Cups. I wish, but let's see. Yeah, and for India's both men's and women's, that's why the draws have been tough. But again, we are playing the best in Asia, and we're not, So let's wait and see. Now, what happened in the EXCO meeting for Churchill Brothers? Kumar, what I know, the topic cropped up. It was discussed within the AIFF, and there seemed to be no taker for the topic, and in the end, it was turned away, and that is what I understand happened, and therefore, in the end, nothing more, nothing less happened. Then the AIFF turning down the request from Churchill Brothers, not only that, also turning down the request from Sporting Club Bangalore, which is an interesting one because Sporting Club Bangalore actually had the money. They could have gone to CAS, and if they'd gone to CAS, most probably they would still be playing I-League. So that's a totally different story than this whole Churchill Brothers thing. And the question with Churchill Brothers is, will they now play I-League at all? Or could they disappear? Because I think there is what I can exclusively say here on Arunfoot is, from my understanding, is that there is an internal family feud within Churchill Brothers in regard to the club. I think that Churchill Mao actually wants to shut down the team because he doesn't see any merit in it. And I think he has been wanting to do that for a while. While I think Valanka Lamau, as an EXCO member and as a club owner, wants to stay relevant and therefore wants to keep the club running. And despite not having any additional funding or anything of any kind, she wanted to play. So therefore, we will have to wait and see what happens. But are they going to play I-League or not? That is a big question which remains, with 9 days to go officially for the I-League to kick off on the 21st. Hi, Raj. Welcome back. Hi, Shom. I've joined your live after 1 week because I was out. There was no network. I felt really peaceful. Good, Shom. Good to have you back. East Bengal got relaxation from the government. Raj, yes, East Bengal officially formally thanked the Mamata Banerjee government. Not only that, but I think across India, we are now seeing again, I find it very interesting that the sports ministry and the government at the center is taking credit for that, but it seems like the clubs individually have gone to different governments to try and get um, cheaper rates, better rates, some sort of support. It seems like Kerala Blasters got some support from the Greater Cochin Development Authority. Same thing, I guess, in Mumbai, in Chennai. So that is, so therefore for me, yeah. So therefore that's something. I think Pamela Conti should go to a drawing board and searches against Australia. She's very technical, shrewd European tactical coach. Yeah, Hitesh, she's gonna be going to drawing board for every game. But again, you have to wake up to reality of where we stand, right? Yeah. We are again cooked in draws, Australia not letting us go. Yeah, Raj, looks like it. Good evening, Siddharth. NFL, I League, now IFL, different names, same story. Siddharth, it makes no sense. To me, to be very, very honest, if I wanted a renaming of the system, and if I wanted to create a system, uh, you know, uh, uh, um, why not try and bring it together under one umbrella in the long run, right? And rather, I would have said, keep it as I League, as ISL, I League Two, I League Three, and maybe at some stage bring all of that under one pyramid. So therefore, yeah. So therefore, that's the thing. I think India should beat Lebanon. They're better than them. Hitesh, are we better than them? Are we not better than them? We have to prove it on the field, right? You are making an assumption. This is what I find very dangerous, right? And therefore, for me, on paper, we look better. Yes. Are we really better or not better? You know, that is going to be the question. We beat Iran, so let's see. Vignesh, beating Iran, I think, is not the question. To me, is we beat Iran, yes, but we lost 3-0 to Lebanon and we were playing at home, right? So um, I didn't see today's match. India was beaten 6-1 by Turkey. And I said the other day, I think Turkey are 5-6 goals better than us. And that was proven today, right? On a good day, the other day, I didn't watch the game today, so I can't comment on it. But the game 2 days ago, Turkey could have easily scored 5-6 against us, you know? So therefore these are realities. So let's wait and see. What the hell? I don't understand why everyone's so bothered of Churchill. It's not that big club. Raj, it's not about big club or not big club. The question is, there seems to be some sort of commitment made by people in the AIFF to Churchill Brothers as an option to say, listen, if, and there was this conversation a few weeks ago, if an ISL team opts out, to keep the numbers at 14, that Churchill Brothers could be the replacement club. That offer seems to have been made by, was it by Kalyan Chaube? Was it by Satya? I don't know who made it, but there seems to be that conversation which had happened to Churchill Brothers. And it looked like Odisha FC could have folded, if you talk about it a few weeks ago. And therefore, that was there. And I think, I don't, again, in this one, it seems like that the All India Football Federation had to be reminded by the ISL teams, had to be reminded specifically by Inter Kashi that the current way of how they're handling things is not the right way to do it. And, and of course, what one thing is, if the AIFF had stood there and said, guys, yeah, we will somehow allow a backdoor entry to Interkashi, to Churchill Brothers, despite the CAS judgment that has clearly stated that Interkashi are the champions of the I League, then that opens, a Pandora's box, So therefore, for me, yeah, this is where we stand. And now, with all the respect for Baichung Bhutia, but the comments made on CAS as some court, then I understand how much they understand sport management administration. Yeah, Kumar, I mean, nothing against Bhai, but again, being an ex-player is being an ex-player, and sadly, that does not say anything about your quality and qualification. And Bhai is one of the most distinguished footballers that we've ever had, but administration management is something different. So someone said to me, even legacy clubs don't have proper and their own stadiums. Then you think India can go ahead in terms of growth in football? Siddharth, which cricket team in the IPL owns a cricket stadium. And that is not an argument to me. In infrastructure owning in Indian sports is nothing. Again, look at that that there are IPL teams being discussed to be sold at $1 billion plus dollars. So therefore, that to me that's not an argument. Um, so therefore, for me, the question is about the legacy clubs. What do they stand for? What have they done? I was arguing a few days ago with a good friend of mine. And I actually said to him, listen, what have the clubs done over the years that you would go around and say, you know what, we are, we are this, we are that, whatever. Our problem is at the end of the day is our system is not robust. And if XYZ people do not pour money into the system, right? Corporate people, um, then it could not survive. And that's the reality. If the investors in Indian football tomorrow pull out its money, we don't have clubs in the system. Right. So even the so-called People's Club would have to say, you know what, we will go back to our respective local football because we can't afford to play at the top tier of Indian football. Now they should have gone for ISL too. No, Kumar, that is a question which you need to discuss, not set. Is it right to say ISL, ISL 2, or maybe in the future create the IFL and create IFL 1, 2, 3? Maybe, who knows? And therefore for me, this is a discussion which needs to be had, and that discussion wasn't there. What you said about Turkey came true today. 6-1 could easily have been 10. By the way, the weather was bizarre. Sujal, I don't know what the weather. As I said, I didn't watch it. I just saw the result afterwards. I was out and I saw the result and I said, if Turkey played to its potential, right? Again, they are. Yeah, it's a different level, and it's we should not. Again, it's a good exposure, but I've seen our junior teams here in Germany and in neighboring countries a different level over the years. So therefore, yeah, difficult. Rather than talking about I-League, no broadcasting, they're talking about Chaudhuri brothers. Raj, the question is, there are problems that arise for the AIFF and then they try to solve it. Rather than being ahead of the curve, and I said, there are certain things. So therefore, yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see. Hi, Vapes, welcome back. We should not assume anything about our U17 groups just by looking at names, but the preps that goes. And at this moment, girls are looking brighter than the boys. So, Jill, yes and no, because you have to also remember that in the boys, the competition is much tougher, right? So, therefore, always remember. To me, so therefore, for me, I don't know. I don't know what it is. So, therefore, the girls look better, yes, but Japan, Australia, difficult. Our boys were celebrating no one, like nowhere after scoring that goal. I felt that was too much exaggerated. I said I didn't watch it, so I can't say it. Do you think people don't fear Mumbai anymore like they would today? Prad on injury time said Mumbai could be dark horses for relegation. Felt really bad how we fall in people's eyes. The Vibes again, who's someone who's saying that Mumbai is a dark horse for relegation. I don't know. Again, I would question the football knowledge of that person. Right? Maybe I might be wrong, but I would question if you're connecting Mumbai City with whatever resources Mumbai City has had. Um, you know, um, I would think mid-table and with a little bit of luck here and there, who you don't know where it could go. But I don't see Mumbai City being in a relegation battle. I think, to me, clearly Odisha and Mohammedan Sporting are the two teams. Given Mohammedan Sporting is going in with an all-Indian team, and Odisha hasn't started training yet, I would do that. And the problem is for me, all these people who are making these rankings and analysis are on what are they basing their analysis on? If I'm doing a preview, why didn't I do a series of previews this ISL season? Because I don't have the inputs. I don't have the understanding of where. Do you know where Mohun Bagan Super Giants stand today with all the quality they have? With a new coach, East Bengal, with all its conversations, this, that, everything, with a lot of pressure on Carlos, Oscar Bruzon and his team. Are they really the top favorites? Chennai suddenly putting that team together. Is it really a threat? Blasters gambling on no-name foreigners, so to say, right? Mumbai City going the other way, saying, okay, you know what? Yeah, let's go for Yoni Kauko and Nuno Reyes, right? So the question to me is, anyone who is doing this, oh, you know what? This I've said this again and again in the last 2 3 weeks. We will have to wait for the first 3 4 matches to know where teams stand. And this assessment, whoever are making these assessments, because I understand it from a fan perspective, you want to have a assessment of where do we stand, what it is. This is not a normal season. So these people who are doing normal season assessments should question themselves. What the heck are you doing? Do you understand where we stand, where the issues are, what the issues are? No, you don't. And this is another, my list of grievances and problems with Indian football, you know, and this is another addition to that long, long list that's going on. Many Sri clubs don't own their stadium as well. Shame, you're talking about a former world champion country. Don't compare Italy with India. Italy has why does Italy have, the Serie A have its problems, right? Look at the two Milan clubs trying to build a new stadium. I don't know for how many years, right? That stadium just hosted the opening of the San Siro or Giuseppe Meazza hosted the opening of the Olympics. That's the problem, right? So it is different in our country. To compare that with other parts of the world is a different thing. If someone can develop, evolve, and create that infrastructure, great. But does it make sense? What should we look for? No way Mumbai City has a decent team. Exactly. To me, Mumbai City has a decent team. I think a mid-table finish is possible. And if they are by any chance capable of causing an upset, they could be maybe even a top 3 team. If they can settle down, if Yoni Kauko can be that midfield link, if Jorge Pereira Diaz can be that guy who scores the goal, bangs the goals in, Nuno Reis gives stability to that defense, who knows? Right? But it has to click. But it is a team with experience. And there I see other teams more jumbled together. Indian U17 girls have beaten Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, and Bantu team to gel as equals. They need more practice and game time. Hitesh, again, that is nice to have done. This is all past. Look at that group and then Japan, Australia. First instance out of question. Lebanon, we should beat. Sir, how are you going to watch ISF from Germany, who is broadcast internationally? Or do you use VPN and then watch on Fancode? Utsav, there is no. I checked with Fancode today, actually, to be clear. I wanted to know, guys, what are you doing? And I asked them. So far, international rights are unsold, so there is no sale. I think they're also putting a valuation to it, which I honestly don't agree with, because I said to myself, listen, be happy that someone wants to showcase. Little disappointed so far with the guys at Fancode on the international front, but I hope that they can figure it out. But at the moment, I don't have an answer. I have to figure out. I don't know VPN if I can, take the Fancode pass and then do VPN, but I'm not decided on how to move forward on that, to be honest. Can you explain what will be changed in broadcast quality in the asset to previous in easy way? No, Sham, I can't, because I don't know what's going to turn up on Saturday. No one can. If anyone's telling you they know what is coming to you on Saturday, they again, as with everything else, a lot of people are saying a lot of things, doing a lot of things. Hey, this, not everything. No, we don't know. Let's wait what turns up. Don't expect great football. Don't expect great broadcast. Let's see. We have been spoiled by 11 years of Indian Super League. And be very, very clear, we are not getting Indian Super League on Saturday. If we by any chance do, be happy. If we don't be disappointed. So therefore, we need to be all realistic. This season, all of us need to come forward and need to support the Indian Super League in whatever way we can. Because if we don't support it, there might be no league at the end of the season. The ISL might be history. And then if ISL doesn't happen, again, what kind of club football will happen? We don't know next season. We are in a very, 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 very dangerous state, guys. Oh, now all the legacy national clubs, so-called, they did for this and that is nothing, no production, Asian class player, forget world-class players. Then there's no material assets for club. Yeah, Kumar, for valuation. Yeah, but that's what I've said. So um, that's the problem. How good was the U17 team which went to Germany 2022? They were good and qualifiers to just lost to Saudi in a close game, score 4 against Japan, except they can't see any player stepping up. Sujal, I've seen better teams. To be very, very honest. They were better than the current one. But I would say the under 17 World Cup squad and the 2002 squad were much, much better. And again, you talk about scoring four. No, you should be worried you conceded eight against Japan. You could have conceded 14 or 16. Right? So, so therefore, that is the problem. Um, Another, I've seen the injury time podcast for Jim Reddy. I don't see that. Another three prediction gave different because they don't want to be same answer for copy paste. Kumar, again, with all due respect to these guys, right? Whatever they understand in football, at the moment to say XYZ about the Indian Super League does not make sense. It makes no sense. Anyone giving an assessment, this team will do this team will do that, with no knowledge of where the teams actually physically stand. Sorry, not physically, but also mentally where these teams stand. Makes no sense. And this disqualifies these people, actually, in my opinion, of their knowledge and understanding. Sorry, guys. It is what did I've said this now for weeks. After 3 or 4 match days, we will know where this whole thing is heading. It could be that one of those teams who people say, oh, you know what? Mohun Bagan is the team to beat. If Mohun Bagan don't win, let's say, in the first 3, 4 matches, who knows? So, yeah. Yeah, he just kept throwing shade at Mumbai, and just in general, people are talking as if Katke is a mug, and said that Chankis at the end of his career laughed out, said, we are an aging team. Yeah. What to say? The waves what to say. If Mumbai City is an aging team, then they didn't realize that who has been signed. And as I say, anyone saying that disqualifies himself from being talking about Indian football. There are a lot of people who talk day in, day out of Indian football and know nothing about Indian football, guys. This is our biggest problem. Everyone wants to be part of the conversation and they know jack whatever about Indian football. Welcome. Welcome to that world, you know? ISL market value has gone down, maybe where it should be, but my concerns of regular season will be the same as before. Raj, what market value gone down? This, that, everything. It is nothing about these things. It is simply about survival, right? It is about survival. Valuation, other things have no value. The ISL at the moment, Indian club football at the top level in the next 3 months is fighting, in just to survive. We are we are not talking about X quality, Y quality, whatever. Indian football is fighting for its mere survival. And this has to be understood. And this is what annoys me. Sorry, Devan. Would like to have a different answer to you, but again, I checked and there's nothing that can be done at the moment. La Liga didn't have broadcast in this, so we shouldn't be so much worried about international broadcasting. Raj, La Liga and India is a different topic. And for me, one of the successes of um, the Indian Super League or even of the I League over the years has been that they ensured that there was coverage whenever there is, you couldn't actually access it. And international access, I think it is about numbers. And even if again, and this is what I've understood now, that people don't understand that the value of even an international market is to actually say XYZ. You know, you can use VPN and watch it on fan code, but you log in, you would need Indian phone number for OTP. Thanks, Utsav. What's the end episode last 5 minutes? It's a credit to FS organizing league so good today. I see Indonesian league today, Noah versus Luna matches being played in water pitch, broadcasting quality low. Hats off to FS. Huh? That's the thing. Or no, there are posts on X popping up saying that India can qualify to the Asian Cup since Australia is not considered and we finished. What's the thing? I think you're not talking Anupam about Asian Cup, they're talking about Asian Games, and I had my little rant moment yesterday on the Asian Games because I don't see the value of playing Asian Games. Our fascination with the Asian Games as Indian football overall, as Indian football fans, or even government of India, makes no sense. Uh, and um, because what's the value? The Asian Games and the Olympics focus in the 50s and 60s are a reason why we did not focus on the World Cup and the AFC Asian Cup. I think we could be at another space. And this is something I've had this discussion a few times with people like PK Banerjee and Chuni Goswami about it. And yeah, that's the reality. Right. So therefore, for me, uh, it is something which, yeah, which is makes no sense. You know. So there's a chance in a change in mindset of fans that's more serious. They don't want to support ISL, pay to see, go to stadium, just asking what ISL clubs did in last 11 years. Rajan, those people, I would say, what has Indian football done over the last 100 years? Right? To me, it makes no sense. Right? Has the ISL done everything wrong? You know, um, has the ISL done everything right? And the simple answer to both questions is not a yes and not a no. Because the ISL has done a lot of things, but has not done a lot of things, but it is an 11-year league, then my counter question to those traditionalists, what has the NFL slash I League done over the last 29 years? Right? What have East Bengal, Mohun Bagan, Mohammedan done over 100 plus years? What has Indian football done in the last 130 years, 40 years sorry, 130 plus years that the IFA has been existing? So therefore, yeah. So yeah, that's the problem. Hello, sir. Damn, you look in bad mood. Yeah, Blue, because I'm realizing, that there are too many idiots running around wanting to talk about Indian football and understanding Indian football, and actually, most probably, they don't even understand football. But because Indian football, the knowledge, lack of knowledge is so big that these people get away with things, right? In the mood for that, in the mood for that, to not, no, no, sir, we have legacy, sir. Yeah, right. And that's the problem. The legacy part is a problem. East Bengal, Mohun Bagan, Mohammedan, to me, should be at the forefront of development, right? You know, and this is the sad part is that these clubs, with the potential that they have, with the right management, if they had, could be, you know, teams playing AFC Champions League. Not forget AFC Champions League too. They could be playing Champions League. Could produce much better players, but they don't. So therefore, so let's see. So always respect you for showing reality. At least you don't make your subscribers in delusion that you 23, 17 and you said it's so good, sir. We beat Iran by luck. This is already we know it's not much good against Lebanon. Yeah, not good against Lebanon is an underestimation, right? They took us apart in a 3-0 win. Lebanon have themselves to blame not to qualify for the AFC Under 17 Asian Cup. So we're happy. And today, I just see the result 6-1 Turkey. And that is what I said the other day. Turkey is 5-6 goals better than us on a bad day. What is the price amount for Shield winner? Utsav, I don't even know if they've set any amounts for prize money. I know that the prize money is much less than it has been. I know it was 8 crores for the ISL Cup winners, but I don't know what the Shield winners what they've decided on. India 17 girls team should watch out for this two Australian-less Annika Driscoll and Jada Taylor. The very fast Pamela Conti should employ to mark them out. If Yani Linda and Avista Basnet. Let's wait and see what they do. In Indian football, 1-year contracts are the most common, so that means a team aging in one season can be the youngest in the next, and this is irritating. There's no place to create for clubs. Who says that is 1 year is the most common thing? The biggest change of the Indian Super League, uh, uh, you know, um, you know, um, uh, the biggest changes that we have had players now, uh, um, that players have been getting 3, 4, 5-year contracts, which we didn't have in the past, right? Pre ISL, even offering someone a 2-year contract was a long thing. So therefore, that's the thing. People seem to overestimate Punjab and East Bengal and don't have good Indian players. The Whips, Punjab to me has potential, and I'd like to see Punjab FC do well. But the question is, can they turn it around? Because I feel they have, as you say, lack experience. And with East Bengal, I I'm not sure. Because I thought they could do better in this. Yes, they did got to the knockouts in the Super Cup, but somehow they didn't convince me in the Super Cup, right? Twitter has now become just a platform of rage baiting. Yeah, rage baiting and wrong information, right? False narratives, wrong information. All, but Indian football is that, right? People who stand for the right in Indian football do not get the coverage and space that they should, right? That is another problem that I feel is there. You know, and to me, it's a huge problem. It's a huge problem and needs to change, but it hasn't, and that, therefore we are stuck where we're stuck. So therefore, I hope don't forget a fascination of Saf. Even that's that's another one, right? Which again, and yeah. So therefore, for me, our problem is we don't. We need radical change, and the radical change is not wanted, right? And just to blame AIFF for me, in my opinion, is just too simple, right? So I totally respect you showing the mirror to Indian football fans who don't in and out of Indian football. We don't know. ISL will shut down next year, and again, new league start. Even we don't. ISL will. XIP, we don't know where the journey is going, right? If I am surprised that when Abig yesterday made the statements he made about Kerala Blasters, that the club was on the verge of shutting down, which he hinted in my interview, right? When we spoke about this, just listen to them, to the boy. Sorry, not to the boy, to the man, right? Listen in that interview. You will realize if I ask him the question, how you're personally feeling, right? My first question, because I realize he's under massive pressure. I know in what position he's in, you know. Um, so therefore for me it is it you know fans are living in la la land. Sorry, people are living in la la land. That I am positively surprised that none of the 14 teams so far have shut down. This is, I would have thought, I'll be very honest, that at least one, maybe two, maybe three, maybe four, five could have said, you know what, thank you very much, we're not doing this. That they're actually pulling through the 25-26 season, saying, listen, we're staying till the end. But I know from at least five different entities that if things don't radically change in the next 3 months, and there is a proper outlook, a proper roadmap, and an independent commercial partner for the league, that they will be out. That is what they're saying at the moment. This is where we are stuck. Therefore, all of us need to support the Indian Super League and ensure that it keeps on running, because if it shuts down, yeah, it shuts down. International markets bottom for Carabas is see huge portion carrots and Middle Eastern Europe. Yeah, Babalu's, it is for all teams. Government thinks Asian is bigger than World Cup. That's again, the Olympics is nothing for India to look at, and therefore for the government of India, forget the World Cup. For the government of India, the Asian Games is its Olympics, because that is where we can, yeah, compete to a certain extent at least, because we can't compete in the Olympics, right? It is like at the moment in India, people are talking left, right, and center about the Italian cricket team, right? Italy is hosting the Winter Olympics. Italy is not bothered about a cricket team. It's the kitting company which kits Italy, a big Italian brand. Their own people in Italy don't know that they're kitting a cricket World Cup playing team, which is their own national team, right? Because what? Italy's cricket team is made up of diaspora guys or people who are Italian with roots in XYZ countries who are cricket playing nations. So these are realities, right? 34 plus minutes. Quick reminder, 16 of you watching. If you haven't, um, like, share, to subscribe. 13 likes so far. Thank you very much. And share with other people to join. And we still stand at 3,746 at the moment. Thank you very much. And if you haven't watched my video earlier today, my sort of assessment of where we stand, what could be done, what needs to be done, um, um, with the AFC under 17 women's Asian Cup as well, the AFC under 17 Asian Cup in our groups. So watch that video, watch the other videos, and always support the channel. And thanks a lot for that. Now, the AFF releases note on changing I League to IFL and approved charter of I League and ISL. Yeah, come on, those things were tick things. But again, the charters might have not been approved if the whole Churchill Brothers thing could have happened, right? Twitter becomes platform of hate if I say reality 24 hours people are fighting in terms of religion, caste, gender, etc. And yeah, look at football. Football is Indian football at least, right? Or look at the whole Manchester United situation, right? Where someone can peddle in racism and it's fine for people. I heard the SC Delhi co-owner Dhruv's interview. Anupam is not a co-owner, he's the CEO, just to correct you. With Ashish says they just want to serve a time being and make plans when long-term broadcasting contract is signed. Yeah. And which broadcaster will give you money at the moment, right? This legacy fans say they kept football in India alive. Kumar, I've heard this, and Raj says it well. My friend, this argument often. Yeah, they kept it alive, but was it worth to be alive like this, or rather should have had died and then be reincarnated, reborn, whatever we want to say. This way of Indian football running has not helped. We have lied to us. Um, so therefore, yeah, it's yeah, you know. Ramza, how are you doing in your personal life? You live alone, Jamna, or with your wife? Hopefully, all well at your end. The Vip's currently single, so no woman in my life. Doing okay. Again, my parents my parents live here as well, and they live in the same house below me. Yeah, doing okay at the moment, but that's a little bit of a struggle sometimes. But otherwise, it's okay. It's okay. I'm fine overall, but and certain things that I've tried in the last 2 weeks and trying to help Indian football. Um, even putting my name forward for certain things, but it seems like it is not wanted. Sir, if you had a talk with any of the club CEOs or directors of football, do you notice any chance in change in mindset to not overcompensate players or work on long-term sustainability? Utsav, again, you're talking about long-term sustainability. What is long-term sustainability? I do not know uh, what is going to happen in the summer. So long-term question doesn't arise. And again, all these questions don't arise. At the moment, unique. I've said this X number of times here in my videos. Do maybe watch some of the older lives as well. At the moment, we're talking about 3 months. What is going to happen? Um, in June 2026, I think God even doesn't know what's going to happen. Right? At the moment, what we have now or have had in the last few months, that situation could arise again in the next few months. Just to be very clear. So therefore, we need to know that at the moment we are in a very, very, very tough, very, very difficult scenario. And if you're looking at long-term sustainability, if you're looking at what they're going to do, listen, knowing the clubs, they again, and forget Indian football clubs. European football teams, sporting franchisees around the world said during COVID, whenever normal life restarts, we will look at, our structure, salaries, this and that. Nothing, right? The salaries went higher, right? So therefore, all this talk is very nice. If you see Avista, Basnet had so good ball control. Listen, there are talents in there. Let's see what they can do when they move up the bracket. Match from them. That's it. Okay. Now Indian players go to other better leagues as they probably will not get massive overpaid salaries or still overpaid. Sham, they're still overpaid. But your thought process is missing one thing. The question isn't what the payment is. The foreign club, wherever in the world, needs to be interested in an Indian footballer. No? Who in a foreign land at this moment in time is interested to sign an Indian footballer? Right? So again, we had a situation in December where it looked very likely that the league would not happen. Did any foreign club in January sign an Indian footballer? No, because it's not an option for our boys. Because I feel if one club starts paying high salaries again, others will follow. Good stuff, it's gonna happen. Listen, that's the free market. And why is it not? It's happening. Mohun Bagan have decided not to reduce salaries and are paying still the overpay right. And they've again look at the whole package for Nama Ranawade to join in. So therefore, no, it's already happening. Any news on Churchill Brothers joining ISL? Desi Arsenal fan, I don't know if you've been following today India's social media. The AIFF has denied Churchill Brothers entry into the ISL. When clubs were asking for pay cut to players, heard about Mumbai players not accepting that. How true was that? Sujal, there was something. I also know what the outcome is, but again, I can't talk about it. But yes, that was something that was discussed at the time. India doesn't have athletes of the color of Neeraj Chopra in Olympics. Yeah, yeah. Now, direct investment from major Syria club into SC Bangalore. That's good, right? Anupam, someone put it out there. I don't know if someone just put out a fake bomb. I've not heard anything. I've not heard anything. If it was nice, I would actually ask who is behind SC Bangalore should be the question that also some people should ask. How did they come up? I think through a 3-2-1 bomb of suddenly there. A lot of questions mark behind them also. There is Tamil commentary this season, but it's only to be for Chennai FC matches. Yeah, Nikhil, that has been stated. Hey, Ochud, saw the use 17 groupings in your video as well. Women are in a very tough group. Only pray for them. Boys get that better group, but today lost to Turkey 1-6. Yeah, but Ochud, again, this is our standards. But yeah, we'll have to see what the boys can do and the girls. Good to hear, Dada. Best wish always. Thanks, the Vapes. Thank you to you and others as well. I need your support. We need to grow this community here on Arun Foot, and without your support, this channel will not be able to grow. So therefore, as always, I need your support. Odisha FC news, any update? Nikhil, nothing. The question remains if Odisha FC will be allowed to play in Odisha. So that's a question which is there. And what is then their plan B to play somewhere else? I think that's, again, I've not heard anything, but that would be my thought process if I was Odisha FC. To me is that I think needs to be looked at. I don't know if they are. Most probably they are, but I haven't heard anything. What, according to you, can be the best Indian model? So there is no best Indian model, in my opinion, in the sense that, where we are, where we stand, because my problem is as long as there is, as long there is no broadcaster willing to pay you a substantial amount, you will not be able to get an Indian sustainable model. And when we're talking about a sustainable model, I need from a broadcaster realistically about 400 500 crores. So okay, 400 500 crores, then I can, then the AIFF has money, then the clubs have money, then I can build something. But otherwise, yeah, as predicted, Mohammad Superjan will also pray for free yeah, Vivekananda Yuva Bharati Kirangan. Uchit, as you said, I said, or some other people also said here, yes, as expected, because if East Bengal gets it for free, yeah, that's something which is a reality. So yeah, that's the thing. And I'm interested to see also Mohammedan Sporting set to play at the Kishore Bharati. Mohammedan Sporting also get the stadium for free. Now, I do not understand the charter for ISL that AFS at least one vote to make decision. Kumar, very simple. AFF, as per its constitution set by the Supreme Court of India, needs to have the controlling stake of the ISL, meaning that the AFF needs to have one more vote than the clubs together. So therefore, that's the thing. Very simple. So Monzo is the discriminated child for some reason. Blue, I'm sure that they have gone also to Didi and said, Didi, stadium ta free hai dinama there. And then, something or the other will come. So we'll have to wait and see. But to me, so that's the thing. Overpay will happen due to lack of quality talent pool. Exactly, Shay. That's our biggest problem. The pool is still the same that you had yesterday, day before. It is not going to get better. And therefore, that overpayment will remain. Mohan Bagan, Ashish Rai injured. Yanik, old news. He's been injured for a certain period of time. And therefore, Amar Ranawade, who of course has worked with Sergio Lobera at Odisha FC as well as in Mumbai City FC, has signed for Mohan Supergiant. And as I said yesterday, I have some doubts if that transfer actually went through properly or not. Hey Anish, welcome back. Any chance that this U17 boys team will improve before AFC Asian Cup? Honeywell, they have to. Again, I saw them a couple of days ago against Turkey. Today, that result reflects that. We need to be better in that group. mm, Uzbekistan, Australia, North Korea. You know, um, yeah, let's wait and see what we can do. Potted asked to go, no international broadcaster for that matter. Has Sony signed the contract with Fancode? Ochud, I said a little earlier on, I actually reached out to Fancode earlier today to just figure out, one of their guys who is in charge of their content acquisition and other things. He said they have not been able to get a global deal in place. You know, and tomorrow most probably my request to them would be worst case put it on AFF or fan code YouTube and do geo blocking for India. And Sony has so far not signed. It's interesting. I remember was it Ashish or someone else who said deal to be signed or Marcus in 12 to 24 hours. That was I think 2 days ago, right? So therefore it's not so easy. It's not so easy. Just had one question on TV broadcast. Is Sony paying money to Franco broadcast? If yes, how much? Anish, it's not been signed. The deal is still not signed, if as I understand it, right? Maybe it was signed this evening, but to me, not done. And I don't know if Sony will pay anything to Fancode or they're just putting it out on there for free, or does Fancode have to pay Sony to put it in there? That's the problem. Can't see any Indian right now who can play anywhere abroad. People should understand the right that we are not that good. Even Bachuk and Chetri, two best Indians, couldn't do that at a good level. Yeah. Um, Sujat. And we are talking about Baichung Bhutia and Sunil Chetri, who have been our two best players in the last 2+ decades, and both of them actually internationally failed. That's a sad reality. J League with no draws, penalty after 90 minutes, win within 90 minutes, 3 points, penalty, win 2 points, lose one. Was this ever tried anywhere? If so, how was the reception by fans and outcome? Anupam, the Americans had it, but it wasn't. It wasn't the penalty. It was from the run-ins from I think was it from the middle of the in the 90s MLS had that, and I think this penalty thing and other things have been tried out in certain other markets as well. Commentary regional language confirmed. Yeah, Shaheen, at least for fan code, it has been confirmed that it will be Hindi, Bengali, Malayalam, and for the Chennai FC, it will have Tamil commentary. Can anyone tell me what Indian sports do the TV channels broadcast is other than cricket? The way things are, it seems they broadcast only cricket. Truth might be, you know. So that's the thing. Those are some of the realities at the moment, and it's yeah, what to say. And again, with cricket, also, if you look at the whole scenario, India-Pakistan game that came about in the last few days, then you realize in what kind of a problem and what kind of a mess we find ourselves in, because we are, so therefore, yeah. Mohun Bagan has an AFC ban. It doesn't matter if they are champions, the runners-up will get AFC spot. FC already qualified Super Cup champion. Nikhil, if you're saying it that, then we have to explain it cleanly. FC Goa have already qualified as Super Cup winners for the AFC Champions League 2 qualifiers. Now, if Mohun Bagan or FC Goa finish 1 or 2, then the team finishing third would get the qualification spot for the AFC Champions League 2. So therefore, if Mohun Bagan win, FC Goa win, or one of those two, or finish 1 and 2, then the team which finishes third or finishes second will move into the continental phase. Indian player don't want to go to play in Malaysia, Bangladesh, Nepal because they will not be paid that much. They don't want to go out of their comfort zone. That's why they remain stagnant. No, Hitesh, why? Different question. We've seen now, I don't know, 15, 17 ISL foreigners go to Indonesia, maybe even more. Did one Indian player go there? Yes, the foreigners are being paid less than what they used to be paid in India, but it's decent money. So my question to you is, it's not. Why would you, if you have the option of getting an European, an African, a South American, why would you take an Indian player? Makes no sense. So it's I know from a few guys who actually wanted to go abroad and try. So therefore it doesn't make sense. No one wants our players. Be very clear. Why, for example, a Manisha Kalyan is out there because there is potentially a market for her. But for an Indian male footballer, a male Indian footballer, there is no market abroad outside of India. That's a reality. Sad as it is, brutal as it is, but it is so. Yes, tell Franco to put it on YouTube and do India geo blocking. At least people like us can watch the matches. Yeah, which should actually good idea. I will actually send a message on that. I think Marcus announced that Sony was confirmed. No, Shine, he said that the contracts were supposed to be signed in 12 to 24 hours, if I'm not wrong. And that has not happened, right? That confirmation from Marcus, from Ashish, or from anyone else has so far not come. So therefore, so therefore, this is the reality of how things are, and we have to wait and see. Yeah, we wait and see what they do. But it is supposed to be Sony. But as with anything else, yeah. So that's that. And I just see, just to check on Marcus's Twitter, I just see that Jopal Anchiri has been appointed TG Purushothaman's assistant coach, but still no preseason training for Odisha FC. That's interesting. You know, and this okay, Marcus said that there would be a deal in the next 24 hours. Again. So that was earlier now. And for international streaming, multiple platforms, Australia, Europe, and Asia. Again, I have different information from Sony, from Fancode. I played a tournament in Pune 2009 where they had penalties in the league games in case of a draw. Yeah, it is an option. In my opinion, it's an option that you can have, and you can use. But yeah, I bet if they play three-match series with Pakistan every year, then this World Cup, those three matches will get more revenue. Bro, most probably it would. But again, I know from Pakistani friends who say it makes no sense. We lose anyway. So therefore, the competitiveness is not there, right? What is the use of those games? That's why again, if you go as an Indian cricket fan knowing that you're going to win, what's the fun in it, right? Italians shoot down Nepal today. Not surprised they won't be addressing the question in Italian. Arijit, who cares? Again, you might care. Nobody cares what Italy does in with Nepal in cricket, whatever. Italy is hosting um, the Olympics at the moment. Nobody in the world cares about Cricket World Cup except most probably India and some weirdos. Anyone who cares about cricket actually has a problem, in my opinion. But anyway, that's a different conversation. So nobody cares, right? Geo blocking people have VPN. Anipal, it doesn't matter, right? But it gives you an option at least. At the moment, they're saying, oh, we're going to do this, going to do that, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. Until all of those things are in place, maybe half the league is gone because everything has been done on short notice, right? That's the problem. No? If Indians go abroad, the club, there, especially in Asia, will have them as one of the foreign quota players. So it is not just about player desire to go out, but also the quality that he has. Sujal, that's what I've been saying. That is again, if you look at what Gurpreet Singh Sandhu said a few weeks ago, I totally agree with Gurpreet. Fans might not like it, but the reality is we have a quality issue, and our players, nobody's waiting for our players. So these are all realities, left, right, and center. I don't like it, you don't like it, we don't like it. But again, we have a certain level of quality, and if we don't cross that level of quality, nobody's gonna look at us for whatever reason, right? Can India realistically qualify from this group? Or is it? I don't think so. The boys, I don't think at all. The women might because you've got three groups of four teams each, 12, so they could get into the top eight if we beat Lebanon and don't lose too heavily to Japan and Australia. But honestly, looks in my opinion looks very very tough, very very tough, right? And so therefore, yeah. So let's see. Arif Khan is representing Indian Winter Olympics. Ladakh, any much into it. It's popular. One medal, we can have Neeraj Chopra moment. Arijit, yes, nice. But again, since Shiva Keshavan, I don't think we are in a position to even think of getting something out of the Winter Olympics. DD had arranged for the 1997 Fed Cup semi-final and final matches to be broadcast at the very last moment. The main camera was mounted on a rented sofa. Such was the hype that you could feel it once you stepped out. Ocho, those were different days. I think even today you can get things done in the worst case in somehow or the other. The problem here is for us at the moment is where how do we move forward? And to me that is a big, big question, and we don't have an answer to that, and therefore we're stuck where we're stuck. And therefore, for me, um, yeah, it is the way it is. It is the way it is at the moment. It's not easy, and I hope things move in the right direction. Because yeah, we are where we are, right? So therefore, that's it. Right, 55 plus minutes. Quick reminder: like, share, and subscribe. Aaron Foot here on YouTube. Visit my other social medias. Visit arunfoot.com. 15 likes so far, guys. I think we can do better with 20 people here in the live, and of course also watch my short videos that I try and make on a daily basis. Did something today on the women's and men's under 17s groupings for the Indian teams. Yesterday, I did an interview, longer interview with Sandeep Menon on his book Sacred Grounds, which I found very, very, very fascinating, very, very interesting as well. And a lot of videos the last few days on the Indian Super League, on other things. Even watch my Abhik Chatterjee interview, already over 800 views, which I think was very, very insightful. And yeah, and other stories as well. And of course, once in a while, maybe also if you haven't, haven't, um, um, watched some of the lives again, because some of the answers, uh, you know, you know, so therefore, yeah. And subscribe, 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 like, hype, and thanks as always for your support. By the way, I'm not a fan of penalties in league games, maybe because I crashed out of the tournament due to it. Oh, truth, yeah, that can be, that is it, that's the thing. Can we do well? We can do well. Inter Olympics can thrive. I think Jamaican bobsledge team proved that once. India can hopefully do that too down the line. Yeah, but watch the film, Orajit. Cool Runnings. Look at what went into it, what the issues are, this and that, and everything. Um, yeah, and then you will realize how difficult it is. Actually, to come back to this Winter Olympics thought, I actually in the past once thought, oh, you know what? I'm actually a decent skier. Why don't I actually represent India in it? I had this thought, 25, 30 years ago. Your thoughts on the groups we got AFC 17 Asian Cups? They were very tough, right? If I look at Japan, Australia, Lebanon in the women's, Japan, Australia, I think we don't need to have a conversation. Lebanon may be beatable. And in the men's, Uzbekistan, Australia, North Korea, sounds very tough. Very tough, in my opinion. Both of them, yeah. ICE has been going well for the last 12 years, but this 1 year there was a collapse. The last 12 years of football have been wiped out. Does that mean we have to start anew? Nikhil, not 12, 11. It started, yes, it started in 2014, but it started in late 2014 in the 2015 season. We're starting new. This ISL, which starts in less than 48 hours, is a restart. Uh, you know, um, because FSDL no longer is involved. The AIFF is running affairs. It's been run in a different way than it was in the past. And yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens. And therefore, it is a restart, relaunch, whatever we want to call it. It is something different, and therefore, I think we will see and we will feel that it is something different. But as I said, it's important that we all support it. Be honest, be critical of things, but don't stop supporting it, because otherwise, you know, don't forget my words. If we don't support it now, don't come around in 3 months and say, yeah. Why do we have such a small country for Winter Olympics? Hannibal, I don't know. No idea why. I mean, India is not a Winter Olympics mecca in that sense anyway, but why we have such a small country, I don't know. I played another tournament in 2017 where the knockouts had that running penalty shootout. Thankfully, we won that tournament, but still, I would go with the convention rule in this case. Yeah, this running penalty I actually played a tournament once as well with that. 7-a-side tournament. Interesting idea. Dada, no Churchill Brothers for ISL. I thought the Babos will let Churchill Brothers into ISL. At least they showed some spine. Then, yeah. Did they show spine, or were they fearful of gas? I don't know what it was, but it is the way it is, and that's good in my opinion. And now the question is what happens next. Because to me, I again, Valanka could tomorrow say, you know what, I'm not happy with this. I'm going to CAS. Who knows? I'm going to a high court in Delhi or something, or in Goa or wherever. And yeah, but again, it made no sense from the start, and this should have been not come to this level. And but we are where we are. Do you think this Khelo India University Games has helped sports ecosystem or not? What is it? I don't know enough about Khelo India, be it university or school games. I have not seen a value to it. Maybe there is a value, but yeah. Another Monma Supergiant reserve team player Vian Murgot signed with an Australian State League club. Is that good league? Anupam, it's the third tier of Australian football. I don't even know if it's really pro or if it's semi-pro. If he is he going there as a footballer? Is he going to Australia to study? I don't know what the background of this whole thing is, because normally when these players who we don't know much about suddenly go abroad, it is normally either an educational route that these guys take, to study abroad and then play a little football on the side, or the other thing is that it's a pay-to-play model, right? Now that the I League been renamed, when is it starting this season? 21st of Feb was the date, but I haven't heard anything about the I League so far. So therefore, as far as I remember, it was 21st of Feb was the start of the I League. But yeah, so therefore we will have to wait and see what comes about. In Paris Olympics, my friend disappointed by the medal style. Then I introduced him to exist in Winter Olympics. Then he was happiest with 6 medals. Sham, yeah. Again, reality check. No? For an Indian sport fan, sometimes the reality checks are very, very brutal. Right? Very, very brutal, because you think, I think, we think, oh, we're decent, we're okay. And then you come into reality, and then you realize, oops, things are much worse than I thought. So therefore, it was a problem, it is a problem, and to me, things haven't changed, right? So therefore, um, be it summer, be it winter Olympics, India needs to do more to be an Olympic sporting nation. And hosting the Olympics, yeah, is that the answer? I'm not sure if that's our answer to those problems, but yeah, let's wait and see where we go. It's just a subcontinent sport. Why is it even Olympics? Lobbying by people who got it in. Even Niroka and Rao went to Delhi High Court. The court rejected their appeal. Chairman can do nothing, in my opinion. Hannibal, you never know which court, which judge might take a different view on things. That this comfort zone myth has to break. Like, nobody in football world rate India, let alone Indian footballers. Why would they pick an Indian footballer when they can get better quality players? Yeah, Brendan. The comfort zone is a nice thing. Again, yes, surely there is a comfort zone for those Indian footballers, but there is no market where people are waiting. Oh, I need to sign an Indian footballer. And Indian players physically fit to compete against Asian other giants, physically, not technically. What's the problem? How to address? See, Arijit, you cannot say, oh, we're physically fit to play, but but I'm technically not good enough, or I don't have the basics or whatever. All of those things are interlinked. So you can't say, oh, if I'm good, I need my package. I need a package. On any sponsors arranged for us and previous asset contracts still remaining? No. So I think the only one remaining is, I think, with Nivea for the footballs, but otherwise, I don't think there's any no commercial partner was brought on, and I think that most of it they will announce one or two small little things just to say, hey, listen, we've done something, but I don't think there is anything big to await. In seven-a-side tournaments that happens in my hometown of Pithoragar, Uttarakhand, for minutes the ball is kept in the center and the goal is left empty and players have to score. Okay, so that's an interesting one. Every ISL owners lets team play in ISL at a loss. What profit do they get from this? How can they profitably run football from this loss? What do they get from this is a good question. You know, um, I don't know. Maybe um, a little bit of PR personally, or goodwill, or whatever. A profitable run, as I said, you have to try and make football commercially viable. You know, so that's the thing. Sana Neval in a podcast said that she visits many schools which have wonderful sports info, but are underused. Isn't it the story with pro sports infra in India as well. Achut, the problem is, as I say, if you have an infra problem, then your talent will still come through, right? So India has problems at all levels, right? It is, I say this: the coaching is, I think, the coaching and the competitions, the competitiveness, those are the biggest problems, you know, and so yeah, that's the thing, right? Sorry, so my problem is with sports infra. Sometimes it's bad, but there's a lot of private good infra. Yeah. So let's see. These associate cricket teams like Nepal, US, Italy are really challenging in Pakistan. Fitness, bowling, that intent is there. Can this be said in modern football? Yeah. Or is it? Every team, fitness wise, is competitive, right? I enjoyed Paris Paralympics more than Paris Olympics. The way they fight and win medals, the others in Para are more, but still feel good to win them medals. Sham, again, yeah, it is. It is the way it is, but yeah, will Noah Luna return to Blasters next season? Nikhil, we don't know if they're going to be there. So, in theory, they would because they've gone on loan. But if the Kerala Blasters don't exist in the summer, then they don't return. So, again, as I've said, a lot of these questions about next season, broadcaster, this, that, what's going to be happening next season, I I don't have an answer. Nobody has an answer. Yeah. So, therefore, um, yeah, that's the thing, right? Are common non-elite athlete people allowed to use the top class in Germany? Hannibal, there is differentiations. Um, there is certain infrastructure which is sort of Olympic athletic athletes level, um, right? So that is for them. But for example, we've got in our city, and I'm sure we've got an um, indoor swimming pool, and that is open for certain hours a day. I think certain hours for athletes, then it is for school children, and then for the general public. And the same applies even for football grounds. If the football ground is theoretically free and it's an open space, you could theoretically use it, or an athletics track or whatever. So for example, we have football grounds which have athletic tracks, or football, would not call them grounds, football playing places, and then you've got athletic tracks. So therefore, yeah, those crossovers then happen. Hosting multi-sports events in India good on certain aspects, but the resources spent on building infrastructure and data left in the lurch. Yeah, Ochut, big problem. Like public-owned athletic track, Olympic-sized swimming pool, etc. Yeah, that's what I said. Yes, there is access. India assembling gameplay was far worse, not able to cross half. So bad possession, and we need serious preparation for Asian Cup because both teams have opponents at sea, but chance very low. Shanlata, I said that. I say the other day that Turkey should have won five with 5-6 goals. They just did it today. I didn't see the match. I've said that earlier, but again, we are not of that level, right? And on a good day, Turkey can score 10 against us. So let's be honest about that. But why do weaker teams like India always get outplayed in the second half? Orijit, why are you comparing cricket with football? Again, it makes no sense. Comparing cricket with football, it makes no sense. Orijit, around the world, the weaker team always, especially in the second half, gets outplayed by the stronger team. Maybe they can do better substitutions. Maybe they are physically fitter, and then quality comes in. Coach and match official dedication is a pain point in every Indian sport, apart from cricket, in my opinion. Yeah, which will 100% agree. Did Sony Sports finally agreed broadcast schedule released, or we will again see day match on Fancode and night one at Sony like Super Cup? So what Sony has so far not signed anything, and if they sign, they will. If I understand it right, matches will be both on Fancode as well as Sony. Um, and again, I don't know, where we stand on that, but I've been hearing now for 3 days. I think that in the next 24 hours the deal is signed, but so far there is no deal that has been signed. I think men's international team to perform better than only get good exposure in football players. Safa, yeah, could be, might be, might not be also. I mean, um, perform better, then we have to perform much better. What's your opinion? Should Bivana be given or replaced with foreign coach or not? I think he should be given time. Sharnata, it's not a question because I don't see the AFF having the money to bring in a foreign coach at this moment. So therefore, Bivana stays. Right? Bibiano nearly didn't extend. Then it would have been interesting what the AFF would have done. But Bibiano is there, and therefore, I hope Bibiano can do something with the team, and we can be successful to some extent. How can we, as a fan, make football investable for MNCs in India? Watch. The watch numbers need to be better. Social media postings have no value, in my opinion. I think the watch hours, the watch minutes, the number of people watching games, that's the most important thing that needs to change in Indian football, I think. Then might make a difference. Okay, even in you, if you said we're never mind. Rahul, forget it. It's I said it 2 days ago. How did the AFF get the funds to run the ISO, or did the government provide them? Nikhil, the ISO was run by Reliance. There was no government money. It was run by a private entity. They paid for the whole thing. Reliance via originally IMG Reliance and later on via FSDL was funding it. The AFF was not running. The AFF is running it for the first time and actually don't have the money to run it. I've never played football in ground which has grass. Even cricket being a big sports in India, they don't even have cricket pitches. They play on mat in a dusty ground. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Anibal. Happens. That's sports for you, no? That you get good grounds or you don't get good grounds. We surely be thrashed by 2030 by Australia, North Korea. If we play like this, is the third tier category of super worst level. If you are for Asian Cup, we're facing Asia Best Japan 2 time in 3 months. Yeah, yeah. Let's see. Let's see, Pranata. Whole India football community, even with me, definitely feel we're dusted in both categories. What to think is there even 1%, 0.1% chance of decent campaign? Sharnata, I said from all four teams, for all four categories. Yeah, yeah. Um, you know, um, I'm not, I'm not bothered about it at the moment because to me, all four teams that we talk about, um, if they can do something, I'll be happy then. I've said that I don't have any expectations. So yeah, let's wait and see. To me, I've always said, World Cup dreams here, World Cup dreams there, very, very tough. Am I the only unemployed one interested for the March match? Don't know. Iceland has four Indian head coaches. Is that good or just one off because of this year's league and money? Anupam, if the teams were willing to spend, would any of them would be in their positions? I don't think so. Being very honest, right? They're all there because clubs are trying to save money, right? Feel strongly forwards months coming on way for Indian football. Shalata, let's wait and see. So this answers a golden chance for Indian players. Your opinion, Rahul? Um, on one side, it's yes. On the other side, it's a danger that the level of the Indian players could be exposed. That would be my biggest fear, right? And if I look at the players at the moment, the realities of our football, where we stand, where we are, what the quality is, I see it's a big danger, and therefore we need to be careful that we are not expecting things which are unrealistic. So therefore, for me, it's very, very important that we um, you know, and I have to wait and see what happens in the coming days and weeks. I went to watch a friendly match, Jamshedpur FC versus Sporting Club Delhi, and again I saw the same stuff. Indian players, except Pranay, Nikhil, Bala, every Indian just find Ray or Made to release the ball, no responsibility. Yeah, but again, what did you expect? So what do you expect? Again, it's as we just spoke in the earlier question. It's a chance for the players, but the players have to showcase themselves. What's the schedule of the India women U20 team in Sweden? They also have Japan, Australia, and Chinese Taipei. I have no clue what the schedule is, Hitesh. I've not seen any friendly matches. Again, honestly, to me, it makes no sense this time of the year to go to Sweden with the cold, right? And yeah, that's the thing, right? So um, yeah, the less I say, the better. Iran game was a fluke like Kafa, and maybe like the Thailand game. So I'll be like, what do you expect? Yeah, but I mean, Rahul, if I expect something, given the realities of how many times we have been disappointed in Indian football, I would always go on and say, listen, don't expect anything. If you expect something, you're going to get disappointed. That's a reality, right? How much would it cost to fly a football team from Delhi to Frankfurt, including support staff, medical team, coaches, etc.? Depends on the flights. I don't even know, Hannibal. Let's say, what was it? 800 euros per head? What is it? 800 euros per head? 30 people? You're talking about 24,000 euros. 24,000 euros, 2.5 million rupees, 25 lakhs, if my calculation is right. Let's see if this ISL any team even do 4-5 passes properly in matches. Teams literally coming just immediate preparation with little football from. Yeah, yeah. Sharnata, that's the point, no? At the end of the day, for me, for you, for us, the situation as it stands, the less we expect, the better for you and me. Do new startups think to sponsor in sports other than cricket today, or even in your times in Mumbai City SC, or do they prefer social media influencers better than sports like football, kabaddi, pickleball, etc.? Shubhat, when we started at Mumbai City FC, this whole startup culture and sponsorship didn't exist. Yeah, um, you know. So pickleball didn't even exist at that. Typical ball is a phenomenon of the last 2 years. Kabaddi started at the same time, so startups. No, I mean, I'm thinking, what would a startup? A startup could only make sense if they have a product which is B2C. Otherwise, it makes no sense. I think because the league has ended, therefore they went for friendly there. Sure, the Scandinavians go to the south to train, right? How? Why would the Indian women's team playing against those teams? The Indian, they go to Spain, they go to Turkey, whatever, to train. Our jersey looks incomplete without a sponsor, but again, what do we expect? Nothing. Well, that's what I say. At the moment, I expect nothing. Why haven't the times of the last matches of all the ice clubs and ice have been announced? Nikhil, it will be decided towards the end of the season, depending on what's the situation on the table, be it about the title race or potentially about relegation. So that will influence who's going to play whom, how, when, where. All of that is sort of linked to that fact that we need to figure out who is yeah. So therefore, for me, we'll have to wait and see what schedule will be there until the 17th of May. Even though, um, given the changes that we've already had in the schedule, I wouldn't be surprised if we have other changes coming up as well. Do companies really get more sales if they put their company product on cricket jersey? I don't know that fact, Hannibal. I don't even know if sporting sponsorship really makes such a difference. It's like, companies are spending millions on what happened over the weekend in the Super Bowl. I don't know if it really makes a difference. Would be interesting to see if are you doing it because you are trying to promote your product and try to sell more, or are you actually doing it because you're promoting your brand? So this way or that way, right? So therefore that's the difficult one. Odisha match postponed due to stadium issue. Yes, Devamit, Odisha is still not in training. Odisha still doesn't know if they can play in Odisha. I speculated today. I said I don't have the info, but to me, is like I think Odisha FC might have to think at some stage maybe we will play somewhere else. I think that might be a conversation that Odisha FC is having internally. Dada, part two of the video session with Sandeep Menon. Renal tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, I will release part two with Sandeep Menon. If you haven't watched the first part, which I released yesterday, Sandeep Menon on his book, Sacred Grounds. And tomorrow's part is actually about Indian football and how he sees it. Actually, we have an interesting hence and forth discussion about certain things. Um, yeah, that's the thing. Um, which Indian brand do you think can give competition to foreign sports companies? None. If I'm looking the top ones, when we talk about the top ones, we're always talking about Nike, about Adidas, and about Puma. I don't think anyone can compete with them in that way, right? There are these niche ones, but otherwise, no. If a company is targeting to increase the sales of its product in Kerala, won't Kerala be the best team to sponsor them? Hannibal, how many people across Kerala are actually following the Blasters and all? Again, what is the demographics? I've not run a study, right? Right, that banana chips company or whatever was there, no? Who did some stuff with Basa. Would be interesting to know the numbers if it's actually helped them or not. I don't know. These are all, this is marketing work in the background, but someone needs to put these things together. I think getting your brand logo on a jersey establishes a kind of trust and quality of your brand. It can, it might not, no? Because also, if you're linked to a winning brand or if you're linked to a losing brand, it might not help you actually. That's also a fact. Does people in Europe care about cricket? No. Had a chat with a mate from UK, said cricket is not even care about cricket there, but why Indians hype up cricket so much? Brendan, that's a good question. It seems to be that the BCCI, people in cricket, the government, all of them think that cricket is the starting and end, even the Ambani family. So therefore, that's a problem, right? Football and other sports are languishing because cricket is so big in India, where I also question, we've had this discussion on this channel, that I sometimes feel to me that football actually as a participation sport in India is actually theoretically a bigger sport. So therefore, yeah, that's a reality. That's a reality. Yeah. So cricket is the way it is, but yeah, we are we are hoping that football can do something. Yes, true. Expecting will only lead to disappointment. Again, there will be more clearances than passes, more midfield missed passes than tiki taka, more fouls and dribbles. Again, Subhat, to actually mention tiki taka in connection with Indian football is already, you know, a sin. How many matches must be won to become champions this season? Any idea? Nikhil, none, because the league hasn't started. As I said, the league might be so crazy, uh, uh, you know. Um, so therefore. Who knows? It could be what, seven, six, seven, eight matches winning might be enough. Maybe even less with draws. I don't know. This is all speculation. That's what I said early on at the start of the show, that people are putting together previews and all. It's like, how are you putting together previews without knowing anything? To me, that is the biggest question. Banana chips. Yeah, there was this brand. I forgot the name of the brand that the Blasters were promoting. I think this is a curse from 2014 ISL when they start ISL and they put I League under the bus. No, no one put the I League under the bus. This is one of those narratives that certain people, certain organizations, institutions carry out. What has the ISL done to the I League? Nothing. The I League clubs had a chance to become the core part of the ISL. With no ISL coming, actually, the I League becoming the ISL, so to say, right? With corporate partners. The I League clubs didn't want it, you know, and therefore, makes no sense. Flipkart sponsors Namibia, Amul used to USA and South Africa, HCL Tech, Australia cricketers eyeball so companies deviate towards that more. As they fail to promote, hence no product. No, I don't think so. Anupam, if you see logic in some of these sponsorships, again, has Amul done anything? Has they sold more because they've sponsored the US? I don't know. I again, I my if again, I don't know. That's why I'm guessing. I don't think it has done anything, right? You think you're going to get some mileage out of it. That's why you're doing it. HCL Australia is something different. Anupam, it has nothing to do with India. If HCL is doing, HCL also had sponsorship with I think Chelsea and Ferrari in the past, right? Those were linked to tech business deals with those respective institutions. FSDL promotion, yeah, FSDL has FSDL done everything right? No, but it's also sometimes on the clubs. How much around do the companies pay for getting their logos and jerseys of ISL clubs? So it depends on the clubs. It depends on how much you're willing to pay, right? Front of shirt, how much was it? Or 3.5 crores in the past? I don't even know what if that value, but those were betting companies which were involved, right? So now I think you can get on an ISO jersey, maybe on the shorts or side, back, whatever, maybe as low as 20 lakhs. I think Kerala football making some progress. They started state league and it's getting decent viewership. Saf, again, we were just talking about money part, and decent viewership is not the solution, right? Viewership is nice to have, but are you really generating money to operate? You know, so again, to me is I don't know. Super League Kerala, interesting project, and we'll have to wait and see where it's actually heading, right? And there were doubts about season two. Has there been a situation in any country where it was not possible to hold a league like this? Yeah, Nikhil. Pakistan, I think, hasn't held a league, I think, for the last 12 years. You know, so that's the thing. Being a Bayern fan and listening to Oli's statements is a tough job. And why? Again, Manvi, why? Confirm that as a Bavarian. I don't know what you can confirm or not confirm. My question is, why would you have a problem of what Uli Hoeneß says? Yeah, some of the stuff is right, some of the stuff is wrong, and yeah, that's the reality of what Uli says and Uli does. But that's that. Klopp to Real Madrid rumors true or not? And I think that there's nothing happening at the moment. We will have to wait and see. Uh, in today's world, I never say never about these kind of things. Because it can always happen. So therefore, I wouldn't be surprised. But at the moment, I don't see Jurgen Klopp going to Real Madrid in the summer. Amul makes fresh milk products in the USA, so there is a stake to sponsor USA. Can't say the same of Flipkart. Doesn't operate now, maybe because of match against India. Yeah, Anupam, it is about the India. If Namibia is playing India, which I didn't know, then it is about India and about USA. Um, but in the USA, does anyone actually know that Amul exists? You know, uh, uh, you know. So therefore, from yeah, I mean, are you reaching customers because your DC customers in the US, I guess, would already know who Amul is, right? So I don't know. Again, some sponsorships actually have no meaning or sense sometimes, right? Which I also need to just keep in mind. Dada, why comparing us? Why comparing in? Sorry, in what? So what? I don't understand. Please rephrase it. If we all as in league like this, then you think the quality of players will decrease even more? Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Hannibal, we forget the top level, but my problem is, are the academies, the clubs, the football schools producing better players, right? Now, people might tell me, oh, you know what, we've qualified for the Asian Cup and this and that and everything. Yeah, but is the quality better of this team than the one in the past, right? So those are questions, and I don't have an answer to it, to be honest. Will the next season be this year in September or Nikhil? As I've said multiple times today and in the last few days, let's think about the next 3 months and then we can think about the future. Because in May, we will get to know if there is a future of an Indian Super League and of all the clubs and teams. Right. So therefore, I don't know. So therefore, for me, yeah, theoretically, yes, should be a future. Is there going to be a future? I don't know. Both U17 looks difficult. Yeah, Aman, very difficult. I said that. If you haven't seen it, you or the others watch it. My short video that I made this afternoon. It is very, very tough in my opinion. If they actually don't have any meaning, then what's stopping them from sponsoring a Mohun Bagan or Kerala Blasters? Hannibal, why is XYZ sponsor actually a sponsor of Blasters or Mohun Bagan or Mumbai City FC or whatever in the league, right? We had today Mumbai City announced that they have a new sponsor, right? I saw something today. One second. Where is this? Where did I see it? Uh, mm, 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 mm. What did Mumbai City announce today? So the Indian Super Gaming League, back of shirt partner, isgl.in, back of shirt partner, right? And yeah, they see a value in becoming a partner in Mumbai City FC, and that's why they've done this. In May, what's happening in May? Election for the president? No, Hannibal. In May, the ISL will end. And then towards the end of the ISL, we will know if there is an ISL, could be, would be, should be an ISL in the next season. It might be they're getting eyeballs from Indians itself, even though they pay way less than what we see a month. That's why they sponsor those. Yeah, exactly. So what? Exactly, that's the point. If Namibia is playing India, it is sort of ambush marketing because you put yourself onto the Namibia shirt. You guys are talking about it, right? Or we are talking about it. So it's already worked. And that applies, yeah, because you're allowed to put sponsorship on front of cricket shirts. Um, so therefore, for me, yeah, that's what they've done. This season, which club are interested? Aman, I am always interested to see theoretically all clubs. The ones, if you ask me, which I like, which I support. Again, one is, of course, Mumbai City because I created Mumbai City Football Club. And on the other side, Punjab FC because I created the Academy of Round Glass Punjab. So those are the two teams I am always interested in. I'm interested generally to see what happens in the league. That seems like if we're going to spend another thousands into top tier, it will not produce much better players, right? Is the core of player development lies in grassroots. Yes, Renal. The grassroots and youth. Your top level is the finished product. You might polish it here and there a little bit, but the finished product is at the top level. Much tougher than Uzbekistan, Vietnam, Japan group. Humans. Simon, both of them, in my opinion, are tough. If I'm looking at Uzbek, Australia, North Korea, yeah, and then on the other side, I see Japan, Australia, and the women's. Lebanon is doable. Maybe you can actually get something, but I don't know. What is the status of I League and I League Two? I'm on I League Two. I have no clue. Supposedly, there was supposed to the I League Two supposed to be between I League and I League. Sorry, I League Two and I League Three, and make one big league of 40 teams and play it. Nothing heard. And I League is supposed to start next week, 21st, and now it's been called Indian Football League from today onwards. Is it safe to say Mohun Bagan Super Giant will get the title? No, Pranjal. Again, if you're saying this, football still has to be played, right? And nobody can make a prediction of it. And that's, Aman, I come to your question. Top six, I have no clue. I have no clue because anyone doing all this predictions, and saying, oh, this team will finish like this. Oh, you know what? My preview, this team's is set up like this and that. How are you doing this, guys? Anyone doing this doesn't understand, doesn't know football, in my opinion. Sorry. You know. So, guys, go in with an open mind, with a free mind. Watch the football. After match day three, match day four, we can have a discussion of where the teams are heading. Because, you know, Messi is coming and everyone's rushing to sponsor him, but at the same time, there's no one to sponsor Indian football. Nikhil, Messi is not about sponsorship. All these people, why did they do what they did in sponsoring and whatever? It was not about sponsorship. These guys themselves wanted to meet Lionel Messi, right? That's the point. It's not about sponsorship. I want to meet Messi. I have the money. I put in the cross. Khatam. Nothing more, nothing less. Kauko is one foreigner with zero hitters, was consistent for the Finnish side who got relegated via the relegation playoffs. Huge for Mumbai. Yeah, Simon, I think looking at that Mumbai City where they were a few weeks ago, and like we might not sign anyone, and then you sign Nuno Reyes, and then you sign Yoni Kauko, I think makes Mumbai City stronger, better, and hopefully it works out for Mumbai City. That's my only hope that we, that we can stand there and get somewhere with this team. Ramdas, you worked there. Did you not feel bad for the owner, the kind of investment they did for Ramdas Punjab from the I League days? Subat, I was not there in the I League days. I was in the formative days um, when we started the academy in 2017 and left in 2019. So I left in the days of I League 2, sort of. Or so therefore, yeah, they've done stuff. It has they've done it right, not everything, but they've done the way they think is right. Men's youth was tougher as only two goes in. Yes, Panjal, that is of course tougher. Dada, what should fans like us do from 14th onwards? People are relieved to see football come back to Kochi. The season tickets are now live. We're waiting for match day tickets. Renal, go and support. Renal, it doesn't matter if you or anyone, everyone who's an Indian football fan, if you're in a city where ISL matches are taking place, I League matches taking place, I League 2 matches are going to happen, go and support. Go and watch. Make videos, photos, this, that, everything. Indian football needs that. I think they have a huge crowd for the game. Let's hope so, Brennan. Let's hope so. I hope that people have understood that if the Blasters fans don't come forward and support the team, there might be no team. You know, you know. Best thing that came out of FSDL is RFDL. Clubs don't have assets because FSDL failed to keep player salary rule in check, which was 89% of the club's budget. They put money with no sustainability. Anupam, RFDL really is not fully an FSDL thing. It is more of a Reliance Foundation thing. So, wanna, and um, the problem is with the clubs, even if you put salary caps and other things, I've said this multiple times, it's a nice thing. But if I want to pay you, I can do it in another way. And this is what a lot of these Indian clubs can or have done, right? So therefore, yeah, it's not easy and it's not something. Um, so therefore, yeah, that's a reality of things that we have, and I won't be able to change it. Even in earlier days, I-League also spent a lot on salaries. Why our market is so inflated? Even foreigners earn so much money from here compared to the quality of the game here. Because, Renal, forget football. I think in Indian sports in general, the market is overpaid. So, yeah, it has been overpaid for the last 30 years. I used to say this when I was younger to people like Baichung Rendi and all, or Sunil, and they, you guys are way overpaid. And it's been the case. And now it's just simply multiplied. Mumbai City doesn't have their own scouts. They max takes all the foreigners from other ISL teams. Yeah. So what's the mistake? Isn't that smart? In the current scenario, to bring in players who know the league and know the realities of Indian football, it's smart. What's this color code thing that the ISL handle posted now ago? Color code? I've not seen it. I don't know. Let me check. What did they post? Mm, okay. So what has been released by the AIFF is the color coding. What they've released is for the designs. So even let's say if I do social media posts, I can know that this is the blue, this is the yellow, this is the red of the Indian Super League. The blue, red, yellow. They've got the special coding of how it goes, and then they're using two versions of typos so that people know what to use. Something related to new logo? No, the logo is the same. Have they changed the type of the logo? Logo to me doesn't look different, but the color coding is that they're using. That's the what they've announced. What are losses that have come to Indian football because of the FF? It's very generic. And losses is that we've not been able to develop the game financially. Hey, Rushabh, thoughts on today's draws? Tough. Rushabh, both of them are tough. Maybe the women's a little earlier, easier, but yeah. The other is RFYC in Madras, the only big academies in India. Do you know any other academies with great facilities? Tata Football Academy would be the first one to come to mind. Um, and the small scale, some of the northeastern ones, the Mizoram Football Association has something. So, yeah. What's the issue of Churchill Brothers? Aman, they wanted to get into the ISL and that has been denied today. Dada, were you in the trial in CSKA? Yeah. Yeah, I was the one involved in Renedy's trial there. It's just a guess, but after looking the feedback of domestic Indian fans towards sports, even IPL wireless people dare to spend money to watch more are willing for free passes, subscription TV channels. Yeah, super. That's the culture. When the Kishore Bharati or JRG Tata Sport Pavilion? I know Kishore Bharati. And I said earlier today, because now Mohun Bagan also is getting free access to the Salt Lake Stadium, that I think Mohammedan Sporting will ask for free access to the Kishore Bharati as well. F will now call that color coding a marketing gimmick. No, Subodh. Actually, this is announced every year, but it is not made public, right? Maybe it's an info for content creators and others, but normally this isn't made public. Home venue of Inter Kashi, Aman still not finalized. They are still looking. They've got time till middle of March. Thanks for clarifying. Welcome. You're coming to Mumbai. Push up, nothing planned at the moment. Um, let's wait and see. But I've got no, nothing. I would like to, but nothing finalized. Any news about tickets, Rushabh? The clubs will come out, I think, in the coming days. But yeah, I'm waiting for that. Bangladesh is calling 6 diaspora players for the under 20 SAF in the March while we're stuck to our local players. Yeah, next in blue. Bangladesh is trying it the hard way. Sri Lanka is trying to do it. Even Pakistan is. Again, as long as we don't allow overseas citizens of India to represent India, nothing will change. No, that's the sad reality of India and sports. In the Nepal's female football, Savitra more talented than Baladevi or Manisha Kalan. What of the three has the most potential? If I see what they've achieved, then Savitra has achieved more than both Bala and Manisha, right? To play in France, yeah, is a different level. Yeah. I know Bala played at Rangers, but Manisha has played at fringe clubs. Sorry, with all due respect, PAOK and in Cyprus and now in Peru, playing in France and now playing Australia would be of a high level, in my opinion. Did ever something for marketing like FSL? Subodh, we're not even getting into the marketing phase. At the moment, the hoping is that they're trying to hold the league. Nothing more, nothing less. Right? That's the marketing. Um, Again, it's always easy to talk about marketing, doing this and doing that. And we at the moment, I as I look at this, it's about how to save money, right? It's for the FF, it's about saving money, the clubs to save money. So therefore, marketing is an extra cost, which I am I willing to spend that money? I don't see that at the moment, right? If you ask me. So we'll call, we managed to organize the top league perfectly. So what let them say what they want, no? You know. So that's the once the ice is over, we can talk about that. And then we know. We know at the moment it's not looking good. I think club need better marketing when people do wish. Yeah, but marketing is money. And who's going to spend the money, guys? Is all the foreign tie-ups of clubs just mere marketing? That Rangers had a tie-up with in 2000, I don't think, apart from a lot of footy fans care about Scottish Premiership. They had a partnership with BFC, yeah, but again, COVID came and nothing happened. So yeah, I don't know. At least on social media only, how will they even manage to attract the old fans? Sumit, again, social media is the priority. I've even flagged to certain people that, hey guys, you're not even maintaining your websites. A lot of teams, Moonbag Supergiant don't even have a website. So what's it? Are most of the clubs without a title sponsor? Simon, we will get to know in the coming week. When we see most of the clubs, let's see what front of shirt situation is. Maybe we'll keep a list. I think BFC, JSW, so their own. I don't know what Monbad Supergiant are going to do. Are they going to put CSC in front? That would be also an own thing. Tatas are putting an own brand on it. They've got three. Mumbai City will continue with Etihad front of shirt. So that I know. Blasters will have someone front of shirt. Goa, I don't know. Goa didn't have. East Bengal, either Imami, which should also be on their own. Delhi SC doesn't have anything. I think Northeast United had Meghalaya. I don't know if they will continue. Chennai will be interesting to see. So yeah, we're going through Mohammedan Sporting. Don't think they have something. So therefore, yeah, most of the teams will have to wait and see. Punjab will put most probably round glass front of shirt. So that's again themselves. So therefore, yeah, they will have something on the front of the shirt, but actually they're paying it themselves. So therefore, it's left pocket to right pocket to left pocket, if you want to talk about it that way. Right now, focus is just survival, right? The marketing is heavy task as it requires a lot of money. Let the normal ISL fans watch, and I don't think any new fans will come as of now. Yeah, Renal, that's actually also a fact. You could do marketing now, but after all the bad PR you've had, if you do marketing now, I don't even know if even five people will tune in and say, "Oh, you know what? Because you've done, uh, 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 you know, um, what will happen?" So that's the thing. Why not BS General for SC Delhi? So, but last season they were on the back of the shirt at Hyderabad. Maybe they will stay. I don't know. I was just guessing. Again, don't. As I said, let's wait for Um, let's see. Techno India Mountain Sport. Is Techno India have they tied up with Mountain Sporting? I don't think so, right? Rasa is using Craven chips as they're donning it on their training kits. Simon, training kits, match kits, not the same. So therefore, I was talking again. Craven chips was the one which I was talking about. This is banana chips, right? A little earlier. So therefore, I don't know. That's why I said let's wait for the first week. There's been no announcements in regard to front of shirt, this and that, everything. Let's see what the clubs play in. I've even seen some clubs without a kitting partner. It looks like sort of like an Indian situation. Therefore, let's wait and see. From my point of view, but I think even with us club fans, we have decent numbers, but we couldn't translate it to much more success. Relative, Renal, I don't see. Um, you know, um, let's wait and see if the numbers are there. We will get to know in the coming days and weeks, and then we can talk about it. At the moment, I'm not sure if we have the numbers really, right? At the moment, we have to prove that the numbers are there. At the moment, yeah, that's the challenge. Can you do a pod with Tanay up there? Yeah, I can reach out to Tanay. Any inside news about new kits for Mumbai? The Puma kits were lit, man. Simon, I feel that Mumbai will run with the same kit. I would be surprised. Again, as far, I haven't heard anything, so therefore it could be they could be using the same kit. And again, those two kits looked really good last season. Do clubs even have some platform to sell their official merchandise? So with the websites, so via websites, which is linked to e-commerce platforms and other things. Some of them have it. Some don't. How important is fan engagement, Dada? Well, actually, it's very important. But again, how do you utilize it? Do you have the manpower to do it? Uh, um, you know, that's the thing. Is there a difference between the ISL and without ISL in your football? I think there's no difference in national AFC level football. Sava, these kind of questions are also, it's not a yes and a no answer to me. If I look at just what the ISL has done over the last 11 years, and if you realize at the moment what the ISL has done, the I League is the I League, and the ISL set a different benchmark. In regard to talent development, you know, um, it's a failure of the whole system. It's not the ISL alone. So therefore, for me, and if you want to say is the difference international AFC level, yeah, you know what? Mumbai City won their matches in the Champions League. Mumbai City showed a good face for Indian football in the AFC Champions League, right? I think in the old I League days, the Mohun Bagan lost 8-0 to a Jubilo Iwata. So just to bring that memory back. So therefore, Goa did okay also when they played AFC Champions League, top tier, not ACL2. So therefore, yeah, there was some influence on Asia, right? Even Goa playing this season, yeah, losing all matches, but again, what do you expect with no exposure? No media accreditation. There's just Simon. There will be some sort of accreditation either locally by the clubs. It doesn't seem to be centrally, which was there. There was a central pool in the last season. At the moment, it looks like local. Something will be done. How did Tata manage fans, but other new ones like Mon Sporting, City, PC, not etc. Shubhat, in Jamshedpur, you know, it is part of entertainment. Punjab FC is not playing at home; they're playing in Delhi, and SCD will have to prove. Delhi is, I think, a very tough one, and Mohammedan Sporting has its fans. But Mohammedan Sporting, if you want 30, 40,000 to turn up, needs to be successful, which they haven't been, right? So therefore, that is linked to that. I think best thing happened to us was getting Reliance, even with if it's still existing. And is very serious about the grassroots. Reliance, the official grassroots partner of ISL clubs. Yeah, yeah, Renal. Very important thing that to mention that Reliance has done its part for the development of football in India, and on that front, I think it's very very important to remember that. And let's see. Okay, at least days left post should be done on Insta pages of ISL. So what? Yeah, manpower not there, no separate team running all these things. Again, all the things which were logical till last season were done up to perfection because it was an external agency running it. At the moment, things are being done at limited to no cost, at no cost to the company. So therefore, all these things which are normal in a normal season, you can criticize X, Y, Z about it. At the moment, we have to live with it. These are realities. So it is as it is. Right. I comment about Kerala State League and viewership. Don't you think this will contribute in football in terms of producing talent and keeping the football culture? No. What talent has that produced? Right. Viewership has nothing to do with talent production. How is that linked? Right. And we're creating fake stars. Right. There needs to be grassroots and youth development work to be done. Even post, do they need manpower? Yes, of course, Subodh. If you are AIFF media, you have to cover today the draw of the under 17s, under 17 matches going on. You have your AIFF meetings going on. You've got this happening, that happening. Listen, they don't have a dedicated team for that. There are two or three people who are trying to keep the system running. You, as a fan, you sometimes think, oh, it's easy. Someone, kar do, right? To create that post, who's going to do the graphics? Who's going to do this? Who's going to do that? I hope the stadiums and fans make up for the lost charm of the league. Simon, very difficult. The stadiums, what's the quality? I don't know. I think we're going to get static ad boards. We're not going to have the LED boards this season. I don't know how the branding in the stadium will look. I hope that is taken care of. Um, yeah, a lot of things is wishful thinking, in my opinion, but that's the challenge. Right. 1 hour 53 plus minutes. Let me slowly come to an end for today. Less than 2 days to go for the launch of the 2025-2026 Indian Super League season. Big news today is, and yeah, no Churchill brothers. So that was important today, I think. We've seen the draw for the AFC Under 17 Asian Cups, men's and women's. The Under 17s lost 6-1 to Turkey today. The I League has been turned into the Indian Football League. And so therefore, that's where we go. And match day -2, watch along. Simon, I don't know. There's no international broadcast at the moment. So if there's no international broadcast, I will not be able to do it. I would love to do it. I don't even know if I will be able to see it. So therefore, I will try. I'm not sure if I can. So therefore, that's it. And good night, gute Nacht, and catch you tomorrow. Let's see if I get one or two person maybe to come to join me for a pre-ISL start discussion. And like, share, and subscribe. Support Arunfoot. And and no, there is no fan code to be doing international supports. As an answer, they're looking at options internationally, but nothing has been done. Like, share, and subscribe. Here, this video. the channel, watch my other videos, and support me also on my other social medias. And I'll be back. Good night, everyone.